Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there, to any of my non-Muslim viewers. Hi, how are you? Hope we can all benefit from my video somehow today. I'm not dead! Alhamdulillah, still here. I haven't done a video in a very long time, and it seems like whenever I do live videos off of my phone, they don't want to upload, and I don't know why. And it drives me crazy. But I'm trying now because the last time I did a live video, it uploaded. Unfortunately for you guys, that was like an announcement that I was going to do a live video, and then I didn't do a live video. And that's because by the time I got home from walking, I was just so flat out exhausted that I couldn't even do a video. I'm pretty sure I got back to my grandpa's house, laid down, and just for a little bit. If I didn't sleep, I at least laid there under the covers. So yeah, even Jumu'ah is Saturday. Even Jumu'ah yesterday, I had to get a ride home, which is not normal for me. Usually I don't even ask people to give me a ride home because I like being very independent. I like getting my exercise. But I was so exhausted by the time I made it to Jumu'ah that I was falling asleep during the khutbah and during Jumu'ah and Asr prayer. So I was very, very tired. I have a cold sore. It's not really a cold sore. It's from, I think last night in my sleep I was biting my cheek, and now I've got a sore in the back of my mouth, and it's just really, really annoying. Yeah, so that's why I didn't go live yesterday, a couple days ago. I've had some huge life changes, and to be honest, I haven't been on here as much because of all the changes that I've been going through, especially how married life was affecting me. It was affecting me in a very negative way. I do have a video that I want to share. It is pre-recorded, but I cannot share that video until I finish making some announcements to my family, because it has some sensitive information in there that I would prefer my family to find out from me first, rather than through my YouTube channel if they, by chance watch my video. So unfortunately, I cannot upload that video, otherwise I'd be uploading it before this one, because it kind of explains the process of what I went through, and how I'm feeling. But do know that this is after that video. When you see it, I am feeling much better, alhamdulillah. So I haven't been on YouTube much because I feel like I haven't had the time, and I haven't given myself the time. And also I've been very depressed. I haven't been motivated to do the things that I love to do, and that's a real shame because I'm good at what I do, in my opinion. I found my passion again for YouTube, which I thought I was losing. I thought I wasn't going to do YouTube anymore, which is such a crazy idea because I've been making amateur YouTube videos since I was 11, guys. So they're not on this channel, but they're actually all private, so you can't see them, so don't go looking for them because they're crazy and awful. But YouTube is such an integral part of my life that I can't imagine now how before I thought I could give it up. But I do understand why I thought I was gonna give it up, and that's because my life was turning into something that it should not. I was not happy anymore. I was constantly feeling like I had the life sucked out of me. Wa alaikum assalam, hi. I was constantly feeling drained and exhausted all the time. I just did not have the will to do it anymore. And most of that was due to my marriage. For those of you who know me or who have been on here, I did have a lapse right before I got married where I wasn't sure if that was the route I wanted to go down. But alhamdulillah, Allah spoke to my heart and guided me and told me, yes, this is the direction that you want to follow. And for the record, this is still the direction I want to follow with my life. I don't plan on dating or doing anything like that in the future. But, you know, while I value marriage so highly, I value marriage when it's done right. And unfortunately, in my case, things were not done right. I spent almost 4 months with him, and just recently, within the past week, told him for the third and final time that I want a divorce, and I'm not going back on what I say this time. I have him blocked on all social media. I'm in contact with the imam, and I'm going through the process of a divorce. Now, before I go any further into that, really, I believe that if at all possible, you should try to work out your problems within a marriage. And for the record, I did think that these are problems that could be worked on, and I did put effort into working on it. I changed things on my part, I changed to myself, and alhamdulillah, all the changes that I made, I did for the better. But there was not equal changes happening with my husband, unfortunately, and he ended up causing a lot of strife within my family. And it was one of those situations where if I would have listened to my family sooner, I would have maybe seen these red flags that he was presenting to me. But unfortunately, it was an abusive marriage, and I don't ever recommend anyone staying in a relationship that's abusive, whether you're married or not, because that's not something that can be fixed. Abuse is not something that you should tolerate ever. It's not something that you should work on. If you are being abused, you need to leave, because it's not going, people don't just change like that. It takes time, and it takes learning and effort on their part. And excuse me one second, my mouth is really dry, so let me just drink some of my ginger ale here. So, if you are in an abusive relationship, do leave, do not stay, and I am going to be doing more videos on this topic. I'm also, by the way, this is, really quick, just putting this in here, I'm also going to be doing an actual video, inshallah, not edited, maybe live, maybe not, about Pro Anna and Pro Mia, because that's actually kind of how I, like, rejuvenated my love for being a YouTube creator. Is my sister had made a post about how Pro Anna and Pro Mia negatively affect people, and that's something I have a history with, so I do want to make a video on that. And if you don't know what Pro Anna, Pro Mia is, it's where people make posts, usually like on like Tumblr or Instagram, that encourage people's eating disorders. It's things like, do you want that donut or do you want a thigh gap? Things like that. And sometimes they're very graphic. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm going to be documenting my process of getting a divorce. Unfortunately, I do know that my process is going to be quite a bit longer than most people's. As I said, I think I said earlier, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I did block him on everything. He has no way to contact me. I will be moving, inshallah, very, very soon. He has no idea where I'm moving to, so inshallah, I will be safe. But this is something that is so detrimental to my mental health, and it was such a process for me. I do need to document this, not just for myself, but of course for other people. That's what my YouTube is here for. It's for me to reflect on how I've grown and how I continue to grow, and it is also there for me to help other people, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. So I got some shade a couple days ago because I posted my story on my Facebook page, and for those of you who don't know, I don't add, if you manage to find me on Facebook and I don't know you, I'm not gonna add you, because I don't add people I don't know on my Facebook. So it's the majority of the people on my Facebook I've known for a while. I'm either close friends with or recently became close with, or I know outside of Facebook or our family. So I understand what this person is saying about people bringing Facebook drama, making Facebook drama, but I don't make Facebook drama. This was not a dramatic post. This was me telling my story and informing my family of what had happened and, why I was getting a divorce, and also letting them know that I am safe and I'm going to be okay. And I was also encouraging to myself and something for me to look back on, because I had actually found a poem that I had wrote a while back, I think last October, I think October 2016. Yes, October 2016. Or maybe it was October 2017. I lied. It was October 2017. I don't know what I'm talking about. And it was relating to my psychosis and being brave through my psychotic symptoms, but I realized how much it applies to me now and about how brave I really am being. So that's what prompted me to make the post. But I got a lot of shade for it, told I wouldn't make that so public. And I responded to and this actually wasn't on my Facebook. I also posted it on a forum that I'm on, which is it's mostly women. And it's, usually when you post things like that, like what I posted, people are encouraging and uplifting to you. And that's really what I was looking for, and also to show people, you're not alone, because it is a big community. But that's where I got the shade from, and I just responded as politely as I could, though I was very upset that she had the nerve to tell me what I am and am not allowed to share about my experiences. That I think it is toxic to tell women and men you are not allowed to discuss your experiences or to share them with people, especially people who care for you. And I think that saying that we should not make our experiences with abuse public is harmful to men and women who suffer from abuse or who have suffered from abuse, because while I don't agree with sharing graphic details of your abuse, because that can traumatize somebody else, your secondary trauma, I do think it's important to share what you've been through and to uplift others with your story and to raise awareness for what you're going through, because other people are going through the same thing. And it's something that, unfortunately, within the Muslim community, I guess from a non-Muslim perspective of the Muslim community, it's something that is so common that the men abuse their women. But in reality, there are very good Muslim men out there, and it was through the experience of knowing what a prepper marriage looked like that I was able to understand that there were things wrong within my marriage, and I was able to utilize my resources and understand that what was happening to me really was abuse. And to set the record straight, abuse is more than being hit. You don't have to be hit to be abused. Emotional abuse is just as damaging as physical abuse is. And sexual abuse within marriages exists. And unfortunately, a lot of men, especially Muslim men, may have this rhetoric in their head that, oh, she's my wife, she has to say yes to me, all these good things. But ladies, just because you're married doesn't mean he owns your consent, and he doesn't own your right to say no. And with me, it was very, I put myself through a lot, because with the whole consent thing with me, the only times I never would tell him no, and the only times that I would be when it would be haram, or when I was feeling ill, either physically or mentally, and it wasn't safe to do so. So, we have this mindset. I got told when I first got married that you know, you're not allowed to tell him no, he's not allowed to tell you no, unless he's mad at you, then he can do it out of spite to punish you. And also, there's a lot of me trying not to build spite in my heart towards my wali, who I am no longer in contact with either. His wife was able to see the Facebook post, and she did comment on there, just giving me support. But I will no longer be talking to him because when you are someone's wali, that is a huge responsibility. And it is your job to find the right match for the person you are the guardian of. And he didn't do that. He literally just married me to one of his buddies so his buddy could get married. He did not go looking for an appropriate guy for me. He didn't go out into the community to find someone my age. He literally knew a guy who wanted to get married, even though he was more than 20 years my senior, and I'm sure he knew of his past, and I'm sure he knew of, you know, the fact that I would not be treated right, and the fact that, first of all, my husband was not ready for marriage when he married me. I have been completely 100% financially supporting myself from the very beginning. And that has not changed. I never moved in with my husband. And he didn't even take it seriously, us moving in together, until my grandmother's house was sold and I had a month to leave the house where I had nowhere to go. And I had to make it seem like I literally would have nowhere to go in order for him to take me to live with him. And he still did not take me. He wasn't going to take me till the very last second. Alhamdulillah, I never went to live with him because I think it would have been much harder for me to get out of this abusive situation. 1 second. Alhamdulillah. But let's flash forward now. Sorry, I keep getting Facebook notifications. And my feet are falling asleep. Okay, let's flash forward now to where I'm at now. So now since I've cut off all contact with him, I feel much better. I feel much safer. And I'm starting to realize more and more as time goes on how inappropriate things were within my marriage, and how wrong these things were that happened. And inshallah, I might talk more about like individual scenarios of things that happened, because there was so much that happened within my marriage that was wrong and should not have happened. And my only purpose for sharing them would not be to backbite my ex or to expose his sins, but it would be to help other people understand, like, if someone is doing this to you, it's not okay, even if it seems okay. Even if someone else is telling you it's okay, it's not, and you need to get help, or you need to get counseling, or you need to confront your partner and have some changes be made, because, you know, depending on the circumstances, some things can be fixed. Excuse me. Other things, like abuse, excuse me again, cannot be fixed, and I don't recommend you try to fix them in whatever way, because it's not gonna work. And it is, in my history with abusive relationships, they would rather, especially like if you go to therapy, they will make it seem, and I guess not just like in a marriage or romantic relationship, but they will make it seem like they are putting in so much hard work towards your marriage or towards your relationship, whatever your relationship may be, whether it's with a parent or a sibling or a spouse. They will make it seem like they are working hard to your therapist, whoever is treating the two of you, whoever is counseling the two of you within your marriage or whatever. And then you'll sit there like asking yourself, like, why is he or she lying? Why are they making it seem like they aren't just doing the same things over and over again? And one of the biggest red flags for me that I was actually able to see was that my ex would make it seem like I was overreacting whenever I got upset when we were out with our friends, or make it seem like he did not react so extremely when it was just the two of us, because, and I remember the situation distinctly, we were out with friends, and I was exhausted. It was towards the end of the day. I wasn't used to staying up that late, and I just wanted to go to bed. And when I get very tired, it affects my mental health. I'm not as stable, especially with my current medical situation, which I will be discussing more on here later on in the future, inshallah. But I snapped on him, and I do recognize that it was wrong of me to yell at him, although I had raised my voice, but I don't consider it yelling. I'm Italian, I'm naturally loud, and I'm naturally, it's just part of my personality that when I get worked up, my tone of voice raises. And it's not a thing of disrespect, it's an Italian thing. If you've ever been around Italians, you know, like, happy, sad, mad, when our emotions raise, so does our voice. It's in our blood. It's a thing that we do. But I also do recognize that it is disrespectful sometimes, and that I should not be yelling at my spouse, no matter who they are, no matter what they've done to me in the past. They should treat everybody with respect. But I was upset at him for something very serious and very logical, and this was towards the end when I was starting to just feel like it didn't matter to him, and he didn't, you know, respect me or take into consideration my opinions on everything. It was the way he wanted or nothing, and that's not a way a marriage should work, by the way. But I snapped on him, and he calmly told me, he's like, you know, we're not supposed to talk to each other that way. We're not supposed to raise our voices to each other. And that made me even more angry, because he yelled at me all the time. Like, when I say all the time, I don't mean like every day, but I mean frequently in situations where it's not appropriate to be yelling. So, for example, with my anxiety, when I'm very anxious, a lot of times I clam up and can't speak, and his response to that would be to start screaming at me in anger because I wasn't talking to him. So I turned around and I told him, I said, sorry, another notification. I turned around and I said, don't act like you are a saint, because they're here, and I pointed to the back where our two friends were sitting. And that was a big red flag for me, because he was putting on a facade that he was the way he was all the time, because if they weren't there, he would have started yelling back at me. So it wasn't, I would see like he was being two-faced. And unfortunately, that's the way it is in abusive relationships, is that they will put on a show in front of other people, and because they know that their behaviors are wrong, so they will reveal to you their true colors, and maybe, you know, whoever else they are manipulating and abusing, but the people around you, they usually don't. Alhamdulillah, I was very blessed that he is not very good at putting on a show to certain other people. My sisters were able to see through it very easily, and that's because he also mistreated them in certain ways. And so yeah, but it's moving past that now. I'm beyond it, and I'm feeling much better. I'm back to feeling like myself. I'm back to doing YouTube, alhamdulillah. And I wanted to make some announcements as well on here. I'm really sick of getting notifications, honestly. But I want to do Vlogadon, but I don't know if I can this year, because the person who I'm living with, I will not have access to a computer other than my blue computer, and my blue computer is not able to edit videos. So I would have to buy a new computer and repurchase my editing software. Actually, I'd probably want to get a better editing software, to be honest, in order to do Vlogmas. Or sorry, not Vlogmas, Vlogadon. But it's something that I want to do. So inshallah, if I can manage that, I will be doing that because I do miss vlogging dearly. Not looking forward to the long days of fasting to come. Due to my medical problems, I may or may not be able to fast this year, so we'll see what happens. I'm currently not on any psychiatric medication, so that's not a problem. It's just whether or not my body in its current condition can handle fasting well enough or not. And I'm not even going to try until Ramadan comes, because with my condition, the longer I wait before I try to fast, the better chances it is that my condition will allow me to fast. And then once you guys understand what's going on, you'll understand. Some of you, if you have experience with what I'm going through, I guess. Anyways, so I do want to be making more videos more frequently, but my life is going to get a little crazy because I'm only staying with the person that I am currently going to be living with for a couple months, and then inshallah I'll have my own apartment. Like, what? That's crazy. So at that time, once I'm settled into my new apartment, I'll have much more free time on my hands. Things will be much quieter. I'll have more privacy. It'll be much easier for me to do videos. So just hang in there if I am a little vacant off this channel for a while. You know, just try to just hang out here. Oh, also, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for 300 subscribers. I can't believe we've reached 300 subscribers. That is amazing to me. I wanted to do a video right when we reached 300 subscribers, but unfortunately that was also right around the time where I was just discovering I needed to get a divorce and I wasn't coping very well, so I wasn't on YouTube. But as I said, I am feeling much better, much more like myself, and ready to get back out here. So I'll do my best, but I'm going to be very busy for the next couple months. Especially also prepping for Ramadan is going to be in my priority list. So I'm going to work on it. I'll see what I can do. I'll do my best to be more active on here, but like I said, if I'm not, I'm just really busy. So yeah, I think that's it that I can update you guys on for now. I don't think there's anything else I can really do to update you. Expect a new video probably, I don't know, this video, I might do another video relatively soon, as in like Friday, inshallah. Maybe it's a big maybe, but we'll see what happens. And I will upload that other video as soon as I finish making my announcements to my family and everything goes according to plan, inshallah. So yeah, that's it for today, I think. I don't know if I'm gonna film the Pro Anna Pro Mia video right now. Oh, and when I say that, I don't mean like I'm making a video like supporting Pro Anna or Pro Mia. It's the opposite, like why Pro Anna Pro Mia is a problem and why we should be more proactive in the community about shutting it down. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope I will be seeing much more of y'all's beautiful faces. And also, as soon as I'm off this phone, I will be going to my computer to edit, or not to edit, I'm sorry, to approve comments. So if you have comments that are waiting to be approved, it's my fault. I haven't been approving comments lately, and I'm really sorry. Alright, bye guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.